You know what?
Ooh, fancy. I like this. Yo, that is awesome.
Oh,
We've got
dang.
stock prices.
Yeah,
That's great.
I love that. I. Hello, everybody, Defense here, and welcome back to the Guardian SMP. I hope you are all doing good today. I personally am doing pretty good. We are going to start off with a little short chat about the cliffs here because I spent all last episode talking about the cliffs. If you have not caught the episode on that yet, I will try and remember to link it up in the top right corner here for you to check out. But I have gotten some feedback on it. Overwhelming majority like it. And a couple people did offer some ideas to kind of fill it out. But honestly, all in all, everybody liked it. At least everybody that commented on it liked it. That there has been said. I'll probably end up working on those a little bit more in streams coming up. But what I want to talk about as well is the tree. So, the tree, I like it. There's a couple of changes I want to make. One of them is I want a bigger canopy. I think we're going to have to make these bigger out and around. I haven't played around with it yet to see. I'll probably end up doing that at some point. I don't know. And I need to change up some of the texture on this. So I've already done a little bit on the end rods in the form of getting rid of their end little butt cap thing. That I got rid of, so they're just like a solid white line, which I think looks great. I think it looks a lot better for this. Kind of a bummer, not everybody else is going to use that, so they might see it and it's going to have like the caps on it. Nothing I can do about that. I may end up changing this out for wool to add in just a little bit of texture, or maybe add wool in so we have a 4-block thing going on. But aside from that, I just need to make the overall canopy area, I think, bigger and more, I don't want to say mushroom-like. You know, you get that rounded mushroom, like, top kind of thing for, like, button mushrooms and toadstools and stuff like that. I may end up going for a little bit more like that when we do the next iteration of this kind of mana tree. I think I'm going to call it a mana tree. I think that's the best way to describe it. This here, the leaking mana river, this is getting taken away. I am going to be changing it out for something that looks a little bit more natural to the world, with other bits added in to make it seem more like a river that's kind of just got mana in it. And it will lessen the farther down it goes, so it's going to be a lot stronger concentration up here, and as it kind of goes down through, it will lessen. So that's going to go there. But another thing that I want to talk about is the other stuff that I'm going to bring in inspiration-wise. So I've already kind of shared a very, very little bit about the lore, about how the magic is bleeding in from alternate dimensions due to a battle between a hero and, I'll just say, I think I just said a bad guy. I haven't really fleshed out that part yet. But one of the things that I want to use because of the fact that it's magic is a game that I've played in the past that I find to be honestly beautiful. It's a very well looking world, and it's called Outward. It's fantastic. If you've ever played it, you'll understand. If you've been around on the channel for a while, I did stream it over on Twitch for probably like 4 or 5 months. I had a blast with it. It's really tough. It's like an open world RPG roguelite. Is the best way I can think to describe it, but it's fun. Combat is difficult. The game is really tough in the beginning. It doesn't really teach you anything on how to play, and you kind of just go through it, figure stuff out. Conversations with random people help you out and all that. But that's enough, chit chat about the game. I do recommend playing it if you guys do enjoy those types of games. But there's a lot of cool stuff that I want to add in that I think will look great in here with the, the whole mystical bleed over effect that I'm working at. If I remember to, I'm going to put in a picture right about now that shows you the actual, the first place you go to get magic. When you don't get magic at the start of the game, it can be up to like 10 hours of gameplay before you can even get to this place. Unless you just run. You can get there real fast. But it's got a big crystalline spire. And if I remember correctly, it's supposed to be on the ley lines of that stuff. I want to do something like that in here. If I can remember, I'm going to try and put up some other screenshots if I have any. I know for a fact I have that one. I'll have to search through and see if I have any other screenshots of just different terrain that I want to kind of add in here as the, you know, as the additional mana bleed over. So that is the plan there. If you have ever played Outward, or if you have any ideas or feedback on good ways to do any of this kind of stuff, it'd be very, very much appreciated. So yeah, that's going to be that. But we actually have another thing we're going to do. We're going to meet up with Jem and Sean right about now and have a very professional business meeting. So I hope you all enjoy that, and I will see you after.
It's a very serious business meeting.
Yes.
Yes.
Serious face. Serious.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So I would like to begin my presentation here. You see this graph? I was told by I was told to put this up because it's supposed to indicate something, but I have yet to figure out what it's supposed to indicate. But it has something to do with our business. And you see the red line, the red thing, always bad in business. Red always means bad in business. We need to figure out what that is. We need to fix it.
Okay, I think we're not selling enough items. We
That
need
could
more
be what the
stuff.
red line means.
If we have more stuff, people buy more stuff, we make more monies. Line turned green. Because
Line
money is
turned
green,
green.
except for in this game, money's blue.
Blue is close to green.
Yes.
Therefore,
Yes.
we need blue to make line green.
Sounds about right. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Sell more stuff, make more blue, make more green. Done.
Yes.
Business meeting adjourned.
Ah!
Whoop. I just turned to the left and hear, ooh, and then you just wee.
I enter the business
Oh.
through very serious entrances.
Yes, yes. Only the most serious ways. But yeah,
Yes.
so we've decided we need to make more blue to make green
Yes.
line here, not red. What do we want to sell?
So my first suggestion is our rockets. We set this up as a temporary rocket shop. That was the whole idea. We didn't want to sell rockets here. This is our corporate business meeting tower. We can't sell things in the corporate business meeting tower. So we need to set up an actual rocket shop. And then we probably need to sell more things to make more blue. So line become green.
Yes. Yes.
I
yes.
agree. I agree.
Certainly, yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
What
Very
do we
serious
want to?
business.
Yes. What do we want to
Yes.
sell though?
Hmm.
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 You know, I'm fairly sure it's not very proper to stand on the table during business meetings.
Stealing stuff at the business meeting. No.
This is a water bottle, thank you very much. I brought
Ah, well, that's my water bottle. Yours is on the other corner.
Taking
There
the
we go.
this.
Tasty.
So we need to sell. So I think sea lanterns are definitely something that people are willing to buy.
100%.
It's a very commonly used block for like a lot of things. So that's a
I
definite
agree. Do we
setup
want to
place to sell.
do we want to just do a light shop in general? So we could do lanterns, shroom lights, we'll all have big
All right.
bases that are intertwined in a fancy, fantastic, mythical, long dead civilization greenery way.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
Literally
Let's,
every
let's-
way under the sun.
Let's go through just a very quick summary so
Yes.
it's easier to go through. So we have our replica over here.
Mm-hmm.
The bases.
The emerald block is D's base, where there's like magical
Yes.
components flowing out almost, and what we want to do is I want to spread it out and like fade it out as we approach the other two bases. And I didn't fully get the other part. I'm gonna need someone else to explain that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Sean, explain your connection.
Okay. So since D wants to do that the magic stuff, we can try to incorporate with what I want to do, which is a kind of like technology, like ancient technology coming out of the hole. So it can be kind of like a mix between what defense is thinking right now and what I currently, like, the pieces that I have, if that makes sense. So I haven't done a lot of thought into this, I'm gonna be honest, but I still want to do the idea.
So
Right now,
ancient
literally
tech.
the only block that I'm using for it is warped stems, because they're moving textures and they have like the moving blue textures in them. I haven't given it a reason. I'm not gonna lie, but
good.
it's
Good.
it's a work in progress idea.
Yeah. And then between that, we also have our observatory, which has been mentioned in the past in multiple of our videos. I don't know how many or when, but we're going to do an observatory where we're going to have death trackers for ourselves. So I'm at 8, you two are at 14, unless anybody's changed
Yes.
from yesterday. Okay. And we're just going to have like little different items. I think we were spyglasses, right? Is what we had decided.
I'm definitely
Yes.
doing spy
So
glasses.
there's our original plan was everybody was going to do a spyglass for each death, name it, date it, or however they want to describe it, and hang it on the wall, and we can track all our deaths through the season inside the observatory where we can observe them.
Yeah. But D, do we want to do different items, or do we all want to?
Well,
do
we
the
could do
same
different
item?
items. Honestly doesn't matter to me. You could even do one that's related to each death. You could just grab a random item every time. I don't know.
I don't know
each
if
their
you've,
own.
if you've all seen, but I've been theming myself more and more around like stars, which would make sense by my username. But yeah, I've been
Yeah.
doing that. Like for my end card, I put a bunch of time into making like this animation of flying up into the stars to do that. So I definitely want to still stick with spyglasses since they have like a vague connection to the stars.
Yeah. Mine's kind of
Okay.
magical, so I was thinking the closest I can get is maybe the shards from the geodes,
Mm-hmm.
which is actually funny because it's also used to make spyglasses.
Yeah.
You know, and then I was gonna say ancient debris, but that's a lot of ancient debris. 14 deaths.
That is a lot of ancient debris.
Oh.
Something a little easier to get. I could do like soul lanterns or
That'd be
something
cool.
like
that
that.
could be cool. Yeah.
To mark like the blue with the ancient technology stuff that I'm going for. I wanted to have like a blue kind of almost, it's kind of like magical but still technological kind of look. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so.
All right.
Not
I think
not
that
that I
at
can
all.
think of.
All right, so we talked about that. So we've got all of that down. We've got new shops that we're going to be putting in fantastically, and our second business meeting, first meeting in the fantastic tower that Jem built, is I'd say adjourned.
I would
Yeah.
like to
Yes.
add one thing before we end. We're leaving this replica here unless you want to take like the emerald block.
Oh no, I have Sean already opened my box. I have more.
Yeah, he has just a
Oh.
little bit.
Yeah, just a few.
That's all just
Yeah.
carrots and potatoes.
But we're
I need to
leaving
get more
this here
farmers. Yes.
as some like cryptic.
People are gonna come up and just have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, this
Yeah, and then
I
like
love
this
it.
is impossible to tell what it is. I'm afraid.
No, yeah,
yeah, and there's just gonna be a hole in the floor too.
yeah.
They're just gonna come up.
This
and be
is
like,
staying
"What the-"
here.
Yes,
The hole
it
is staying here. Yeah. I'm not
Yes.
wearing.
Welcome back from that little meeting there. I hope you all did enjoy it. We actually hung out for, I think, 2 more hours after that, just chit-chatting about different base ideas. I am currently not on the server. I am in a copy of the world from, honestly, just a couple of days ago. I think it may have been 2 or 3 days ago. So that I could mess around and see what I like. So as I said, I felt we needed to kind of beef up the canopy a bit. And in doing so, I thought, hey, let's beef up the base of the structure a bit and kind of add some more coming out of it. And I came up with this guy down here. It is not fully perfect yet. I want to do some more end rods into it. But I think this looks a little bit closer to what I want. I feel I did end up stretching it a lot more out the back than the front. But I want them to all end up being kind of unique. I based this off of the dark oak trees, if you're wondering. This is, I had just pulled up a picture of the dark oak trees and kind of based it off of those. And then I have these kind of root-like things breaking out. I want to add maybe some rooted dirt, except for the fact I already have it up there. So let's see, podzol and mycelium. We might actually see, I don't know if these are going to end up fitting into it at all. You know, I think the podzol might be too dark. The mycelium, though, I think this could balance in. It's a very close block between these and these, and it looks like grass, but it's having like something done to it. So that might be something nice to add in on these larger flat areas here, and that way we can have a little bit of an added block variation. And the upside of this too, it does add a bit of light to the area. As I said, not all of the end rods are in yet, but it does start to add a bit of a glow to the area. So I don't have to have torches everywhere. I guess these guys still show up even if you're in creative. But I did try out as well. I want to add in the different sizes. So we have the small amethyst bud, the medium amethyst bud. We have the full amethyst cluster. And then I had one other one I was pretty sure. I don't know. I've sprinkled bits all over the place. Yeah, the large amethyst cluster bud. Whereas up here, all I had were the big ones at the time. So we'll have to play around with it, see what different sizes we can get and such for the future. But I think this is going to be good. What I think I want to do is I'm going to play around with this. And I'm going to come up with what I think will be a good fit. And I want to show you guys it at least before we wrap up the video for today. So let me mess around with this a bit more. And then once I have kind of a rough idea, I'll bring it back. I might even split it in half and do a couple of ideas. So let me give that a go. And once I figure it out, I'll bring you guys on back so you all can see it. I think I've figured it out, ladies and gentlemen. This one's not perfect. I was checking it out in shaders. So I'm going to show it to you in shaders before I switch back. And we're going to check it out at night just for the glow effect that it gives off. So we're going to have to move some other bits around, I think. And actually, I need to turn on one more thing. Video settings. Particles, all. So I put... Yeah, so you'll start seeing a bit of particle around. I'm thinking hidden up inside of these, we'll put some spore blossoms every once in a while. It'll add a little bit of a bit around. I do kind of wish it was a little bit smaller, but bleeding out into the area, I think it'll be fine. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. I've decided to go with the warped nylium, the warped... What? What is that? The warped hyphae? I don't actually know. I thought this was the stem block, but I don't know. A little bit of the glow lichen, and then these branches here along with tough. And these kind of worm out. So let's actually set it to day. Boom. So you can get a better view of the color. There's a little bit more texture. We're going with this stuff here, which is the crimson root, because I think adding in a little bit more red kind of balances it out. I tried out the, what's this one here? The warped roots. It just kind of blended in. It didn't really add anything to it. So I wanted to change that up. Now we're going to check this out in not shaders. And obviously, yeah, it's a little less bright, but this is how most people are going to be seeing it. And in the videos as well, you'll see it more often. I decided to go with two options here. So we have the dripstone blocks, which are, I'm going to say older or current. I don't want to say older growth. Yeah, actually older growth will work. So these are older growth roots, and they spread out, and then they kind of dried out because there's not enough ambient mana in the world to keep them going. So these are older growths. The outer edges are kind of dense and protective to keep the tree from taking any damage. because it has, you know, very, very little mana going on with it. It doesn't have enough power to sustain itself. It doesn't live off the sun and the water like the trees of this current plane of existence do. And you can see that they even tried to pull every drop of mana out of the stone, which kind of crumbled it into what I'm using as the tough texture, which is why I have these guys here. You can see they are alive and pulsing with mana. So these are the other roots. And they're going to be working, and I think the fact that they do glow like this is awesome. Sean actually brought it up in that meeting that we had, that they're going to be using this in their base as well for a very similar reason, but in a different way. I think it blends in real well. The glow lichen, yeah, I'm kind of hit or miss on. I don't know how I feel about it. That's the only one I'm kind of about right now. But all in all, I think it's a good start, a good overlay, and I am curious on what you all think on it. So again, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up that's going to be a, hey, let me know what you think kind of deal. And I did just think of this. I want to see. This could be the older dead version of this as well that's already manaless, because it doesn't have access to anywhere. So I think that might be a good way. Again, you'll have to let me know what you think. I'm going to kind of just leave it. I may play around with it a bit more, but I'd love some feedback. Feedback would be very much appreciated. I'm in a very new territory for me with this type of building. I've been kind of working towards it over the last couple of Minecraft series, and I kind of dabble in it, but never go full force into, hey, let's build the side of a mountain, because why not? You know what I mean? Like, look at all of this was added. So it's all stuff we're gonna have to play around with. So if you have any experience with it, or ideas, or feedback, or if you think there's a couple other blocks that would make better sense, or a block that I could add in to make it look better, feel free to let me know. As I said, pictures and ideas are also always welcome. You can check me out on Twitter at defense041, or our Discord is linked down below if you want to share them in there. And as I said, either of those places work. But I think this is where I'm going to wrap it up. I really need to give this a thought and get some feedback before we push on through. But we have a pretty full schedule coming up for videos, and I hope you're all looking forward to it, because I am pumped for a bunch of the stuff we're doing. We've got to work on this. I've got a couple other big projects going, and all in all, a couple more collabs. So if you enjoy what you see me doing here, you'll love everyone else. They'll be listed down below in the description. As you saw, we chit-chatted with Jem, who lives over there, and Sean, who lives in the big hole behind me. So, as I was saying, I want to thank you for stopping in. I hope you did enjoy, and I hope you have a nice night, day, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. This is some defense. I hope to see you again soon. Peace.